Okay, so I've been getting this question a lot, like how do you move to Africa? How do you move to Ghana specifically? So my husband and I will give you 5 tips on if you're planning to move to a country within Africa, if you're planning to move to Ghana specifically. My first suggestion would be make sure that you come as a tourist. Explore the country, see if you like it, or explore multiple countries and get to know the people, get to know the places, get yourself immersed inside of the culture, explore the country. Babe, do you have any other suggestions about
Yeah,
what
babe.
they should do?
I mean, these are the things that you said. Like you have to go to different parts of the country. Some come and then they go to Greater Accra region and they be like, "Oh, I know Ghana. I know Ghana." Yes, like you come to Accra, you know some parts of Ghana, but you have to explore more. Ghana is not just in Greater Accra. You have to go to Central region, Ashanti region, Western region, Northern region. Try and go through all of these regions and then try to know what they do and all that. And I'm sure you will like it because there are lots of tourist places in Ghana, a lot of them in Ghana, a lot of them. So when you come, you should go to all these places. Then you'll be able to know how they live and everything, and then you decide if you're moving to Ghana, which region you would like to be at. So that's what I would like to say.
Thank you, babe. The next tip I have would be to budget, of course, finances. If you're from the United States, if you're planning to move to another state, or even if you're planning to move to a city within the state that you're in right now, you would budget, you would get your finances in order. And it's the same thing that you have to do when you decide if you're going to move to a country within Africa or Ghana specifically. Again, I mean, not only are you moving to a new country, you're also moving to a different continent. So you want to make sure that you have enough finances to sustain you while you're in that country, whether you decide to move here permanently, or what a lot of people do is go back and forth between the United States and the country they decide to live in Africa for quite some time until they get themselves settled. So a lot of people that move to Africa permanently or move to a country within Africa permanently, they already have income coming in, consistent income or residual income. Most are entrepreneurs. Most have remote jobs that are flexible where they can work from anywhere in the world. So my suggestion would be get your finances set up. If you can find a remote job where you're allowed to work wherever you want in the world and it has that flexibility, or if you're an entrepreneur with a successful and thriving business that's online primarily, or a business that you can do from anywhere in the world, then I would definitely recommend moving to a different country, exploring that country, getting to know everything about it, and going to the next country and exploring. But don't just settle in one country. There's so many countries in Africa. Don't miss out. There's so many cultures, and the food. Don't forget the food that you can try in all of these places. Babe, do you have anything else to add?
Okay, so some will be like, we are going to Ghana, we are moving to Africa, and then they just come and then within some 6 months they go back again because they did not, prepare their finances very well. This is something that is really important. If you want to move to Ghana, if you want to come to this continent, then you should prepare. And like my wife said, you should get your things together. Finances, okay. Make sure that you're having some money, a lot of money with you, or a job that you can work from anywhere in the world. The fact that it's cheaper here does not mean that any money is okay, then you can just bring it. And some have this weird thought that, oh, it is cheaper in Ghana or cheaper here, so you come here and then any money that you have, you can just use it and it will be a lot of money here. But it's not the case. So you have to be well prepared financially. You have to bring everything, every business that you have, and if you can move with it, then bring it here and then do it and then make a lot of money. And like my wife also said, some live here in Ghana, they are from the States, they live here in Ghana, but they go back and come back. They go to the States and then come back, for some time. They go and then they come back again. They go and work in the States and come back, and then all that until they get things right, like their money is in place and all their finances are in place. So this is something that you should really take care of. If you really want to come to Africa, come and live in Africa, then make sure that your finances are well. Then when you come for good, and
Yeah.
you will love it here in Africa, especially Ghana.
And I also like to add to, like, how well your finances are set up will determine the quality of life that you will live here. So
Mhm.
whether you want to live in a more prestigious or more established place or city or town, or if you want to live a more relaxed lifestyle or more of a country-esque lifestyle in
Yeah.
the village, your finances will help you to determine what type of lifestyle you want. And with that, my next point is that
Network of people.
you should have a
Yeah.
network of people, right?
Yeah.
Talk to people. If it's expats or locals, you need friends, you need people, you need somebody while you're in a brand new continent and in a brand new country. You can't do it by yourself. And I'm fortunate enough that my husband is from Ghana, his family's from Ghana, and they're absolutely amazing. So I have a local connect, but that's also Bay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely connect with other expats. When I first came to Ghana in 2021, December, right?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
December 2021.
Yeah. So I stayed at Villa Diaspora, which is exactly how the name sounds. It's a villa for diasporans. So if you're from the United States, Canada, South America, the Caribbean, the UK, wherever you're from,
Yeah.
and you're part of the diaspora, and you decide to come to Ghana, Villa Diaspora is definitely a great place to stay. While I was there, I met two wonderful roommates and their partners, and then I ended up, we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
So I met my roommates. One was from Philadelphia, and I'm from Jersey. And my other roommate was from Montreal, Canada, by way of Haiti. So, and originally I'm from Jamaica. I won't get into all of that right now. But I got to meet them, and we became really great friends, honestly. And even to this day, I'm still in contact with them. We're all business owners, we all share ideas, we all share thoughts. And, they're connected to communities that I'm not.
Yeah.
One of my roommates, she's a farmer. So she has networks of farmers all over the world, all over Africa, all over different countries. And then my other roommate was Canadian, and his origin is from Haiti. So it's so many wonderful people that you can meet while traveling. So maybe Villa Diaspora is not a good fit for you, and you want to try and find an expat group. But it's definitely a good start for you to get integrated and get to know people who are in transition, whether they're moving from the States and coming here, or moving from a different country and coming to the continent. You get acquainted that way, and then they can tell you about their experiences, share their thoughts and ideas, and that can kind of expose you to a bigger community, because more than likely they've been here longer and they know a lot more people. Or like me, they're married to a local, and that can open up the doors for so many opportunities for you. Babe, what else would you like to add?
And like my wife said, it's very important that you get to know people from that country where you are moving to. So if you're coming here to Ghana, you should find those who live in Ghana that could help you to find your feet here in Ghana. Because if you don't know anyone here and you come, and then you have to depend on God. I mean, of course we depend on God actually, but you have to find those who live here in Ghana who can help you. Some good people. You can go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook, Twitter, or any place where you think this guy will be a good guy, and then link up with them, and then you'll be able to they will help you to find your feet here in Ghana. I mean, that's very, very important.
Yeah. Social media is definitely a great tool to find expats communities in other countries or in other cities within that country, so you can kind of get to explore more about it. And with that, our next point is, or our next suggestion is that you get immersed into the culture. You get to know the system, know how the country works. And that consists of, again, culture, food, people, transportation, how the
Mm-hmm.
money works,
Mm-hmm.
how do you buy land, um,
How do you
how
start business?
how do you start a business,
Yeah.
all of those important things that you're gonna need if you're deciding to move to a brand new country. So being in contact with someone who's been in Africa or been in other African countries for a long time, especially in Ghana for a long time, then it can help you kind of navigate those areas, navigate those areas better,
Yeah.
and you have an idea of how it is for locals, how it is for foreigners, because there's definitely differentiation. And from my experience, I'm gonna be completely transparent. Sometimes when you're a foreigner, if you go to the market and you have an accent, they will charge you more.
Yeah.
Or
It's an African thing.
or if
It's an African thing.
or if you take the trotro and you have no idea, like, listen, you don't know what the fare is, you will get charged more because they're like, oh well, you can afford it, So some of the systems, it's funny later on, not while you're in it, but later on you're like, man, I just paid double for a piece of bread. The bread was only 2 cedis, but I paid 4 cedis for it, So it's just one of those things. And also another experience regarding land, you have to know where to buy land. Is it in a good neighborhood? Is this somewhere that's up and coming? Is this somewhere that I want to raise my kids? If you have children, or if you're married, or even if you're single and you want to start your life in a new country, is that somewhere that I see myself being for a long time? What type of community it is? Or, can I bring a business here? Or what kind of business do I want to start? And also, like, being in Ghana or being in Africa, the doors of opportunity are unlimited, So if you do decide to start a business here, of course, respect and appreciate the culture. Respect and appreciate the people around you, because you're coming into a brand new community.
Yeah.
And think of a community as a family, and community in Ghana is very tight knit. So you can't just jump into a community and be like, listen, I'm starting a business. And sometimes as Americans, we could be very like aggressive and straightforward, especially when it comes to business and money. But you have to learn the ways of the people and learn the culture, so that if you do start a business and you want to create opportunities within that community, you can hire someone to help you, or hire multiple people to help you. You can create an opportunity for many persons who are unemployed, because unemployment is a really big thing right here, right now. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, because on social media, you always see the glamorized parts of Ghana, the glamorized parts of Africa, but there is a real place, where there are a lot of young, talented, intelligent men and women, young men and women who are unemployed, and they're just looking for an opportunity. So if you have a great idea and you want to start a business, again, having that network and then knowing how the system works, you can be that plug that they need to get a head start in their career field. And also, understanding who to talk to, going back to buying land, if you do, like, there's this there, I'll let my husband speak more about it, but knowing how to buy land, you can't just go and buy land anywhere or from anyone. You need a network of people to tell you, listen, this land is legitimate. It doesn't belong to 30 other people, or a family member won't show up 30 days later and be like, well, you know what? This land belongs to me and my family. So that's something that you need to know, and only a local or someone who's lived here for a long time would be able to tell you something like that, or help to guide you on the right way, because you don't want to be naive when coming into any situation whatsoever. Babe, you can add more on that.
Okay, so I think it's like, here in Ghana, because most of our lands are not regulated, so you can go and buy a land, see a land, and then go to the chief of that town, or go to the lands commission, and then they will be like, okay, the land is here, this, and then you go and buy the land, and then you realize that 2 or 4 people have also bought that same land, and then it will become a contention. No, so you would have to first know someone who would also help you, and then know that the land that you're going to buy is a land that no one has bought it. Because we've gone through that. My family have gone through that before.
Yeah.
So these things are very, 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 very important. That you have to know the community. Know the system, how things work.
Yes. Our last suggestion, or our last what is it, babe? Our last point is respect the culture and respect the people. Again, like I said earlier, as Americans, we do have an aggressive attitude, and it's not our fault. It's not our fault. You have to know how to live in America in a certain way, especially when you're from the East Coast, Jersey, New York, DC, Philly. You have an aggressive attitude towards things, and sometimes it's just you want things to go a certain way, or you want to immerse yourself, like, oh, I'm American and this and this. And sometimes a lot of people don't realize it until they're in a new environment. And it's like you kind of want to prove yourself in a way. But I'm saying, don't do that. Hold your brakes. Get to know the people. Get to know the culture. Again, get to know what the norms are. Get to know what is respectful, what is considered disrespectful, and get to learn the language if you can. I'm still in that process of trying to learn the language. A lot of the older generation, they don't speak English or English well,
yeah.
I should say. A lot of them speak their tribal languages, which the majority of Ghana, I would say, from my experience, they speak Tree. But some other tribes speak different types of languages. So get to know little things, even if it's just a greeting, or even if it's just asking, hey, how are you? Just something small, so they know and understand that you're really trying to immerse yourself into the culture, and you want to get to know them more and know the people more. Babe, what else do you have to add?
Babe, you said everything. Really to add.
And that's all the tips that we have. Love you. Bye.